start the session. Today we are going to observe the AI pre-summit in the Mizoram University, and also at the same time it is being observed in New Delhi. This program is AI Impact Summit, and it is being observed in New Delhi from 16th to 20th of this month. And as per the mandate from the Ministry of Education and UGC, all the higher educational institutes are supposed to observe the same in their own institutes. So today, here we are observing the pre-summit. And I'd like to thank our Honorable Registrar and also the resource person. And we thank them for making themselves available. As for the resource person, he came all the way from Bangalore. Yesterday he was supposed to arrive, but due to flight delay and all, he was not able to arrive yesterday. So he came today directly from the airport. And let us give him a welcome applause to our resource person. The program is coordinated by the ICT Center at the Mizoram University. So I hereby welcome the Registrar, Professor Lalnundanga, and our resource person, Lawmnakima. We are all aware of AI in our lives, but as a student, mostly in the field of editing images or to do our assignments, we may be utilizing the AI, but there is more. AI could be interpreted as augmented intelligence, not just artificial intelligence, so that this AI would be helping the humanity in our lives as a student, as a professional, as an engineer, as an industry, or also as a governance. Therefore, AI is not supposed to be feared. It has to be used. We should not flee from the AI, but we should control it and we should utilize it. By 2019, the estimated investment is AI is to be nearly 3 trillion US dollar. Therefore, we are going to take part in it. Whether we are benefiting the losers, that is our choice. And I'm noticing that there are around 3,000 students in the Mizoram University, but very few of us are gathering here. In the future, things that is going to happen in our lives will not be out of pressure. It would be out of our choice. And I congratulate those who come to this meeting on the basis of your clear choice, but not as a compulsion. Because in the future also, you are supposed, when you want to be the winners, when you are the ones who is getting the job, you should be the one who is self-participating, not just for the attendance. And one small step that we are taking today will have a very great impact in our future. Therefore, attending the pre-summit here today may not have so much impact in your future. But if you keep on attending and going to the front row all the time, then maybe someday you are the person who is successful in your life. And as we are talking here, a parallel session is also conducted in the cluster building for the faculty. And there will be a session for non-teaching staff tomorrow. So, I would like to invite our chief guest, Professor Lalnundanga, to deliver a speech.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm chairman of this function, Dr. Lawmnakima, the Dean of School of Welfare, and our speaker, Mr. Lawmnakima, who has come all the way from Bangalore. So I met him just before we came here in this hall. He highlighted me about his background and even his experiences. But I could not remember all. Anyway, we are fortunate to have a very brilliant and experienced person like Mr. Lawmnakima in our midst. And our system administrator, Dr. Lalnundanga, and Mr. Jacob Lalompuya, our network engineer, and my dear students. As the chairman has already pointed out, why we are organizing this kind of events. This AI Impact Summit, as a country in India, India has its own AI mission already launched. And an AI Summit is supposed to organize by next week, which will be one of the biggest events in the globe. So for that, there are some pre-events needs to be organized, as we are in the higher education system. It is a mandate from the ministry that the pre-summit event has to be organized. As the chairman has already mentioned, that may not be because of it is a mandate to participate in this kind of events. But as you all aware that in those past years, AI may be a kind of an option. But nowadays, AI is a part of our life. So because of which, India as a country would like to create a kind of AI ecosystem, especially among the students. So that is why we are having these AI Impact pre-summit events. Not only to the students, we need to create an ecosystem among the faculty as well as the supporting the non-teaching staff. So a parallel session is going on now with the faculty. Then tomorrow, as mentioned by the chairman, we'll be having another session with the non-teaching staff. So this is under the flagship program of the government of India. And looking into that, the AI mission of India. So under the mission, there are 3 pillars, and we may say that there may be some sub-7 pillars. I think that may be highlighted by our resource person later in the program. So India's education system is under, what to say, like a decisive transformation under the new education policy 2020. And under this policy, we are having a national curriculum framework. So with a strong emphasis on the competency, and not only that, the base of learning and inclusion, so which will be an outcome-based kind of education system. So we are facing a kind of a persistent challenges across the education system or education ecosystem. So just to, what to say, like implementing the AI mission of India, so the Ministry of Education has established a center of excellence in this AI, mostly focusing on the education system in the country. They established in IIT Madras and set up under the name of what they said is IIT Madras Bodhan AI Foundation. So the same event has been organized now there in Delhi by this Bodhan Innovation, this IIT Madras, where all the stakeholders are participating there, even from our university also, even from the state, this higher education department and school education department also, they are participating now. They're in Delhi. So today and tomorrow that the function will be held there in Delhi. So the center carries a national mandate to develop responsible and scalable and India-first AI solution, especially for education, and aligned with, as we have mentioned, that the National Policy of Education 2020. So the IIT Madras has invited a proposal with the 4 verticals, like AI for school education, AI for higher education, and AI for this skilling and workplace readiness, which is very, very important, and AI research and deep technology. So in this, that this trust area that has been highlighted by the IIT Madras for the implementation of this AI mission in India. So let us expect our this resource person will be highlighted more deeper in this field. And I'd like to request our resource person, as the title of this topic itself says, that AI as a companion and opportunities and ethical use for the students. This is very, very important. As we know here, Mizoram University, as just now we discussed about. So we are doing so well so far, especially in the northeast area. Mizoram University is doing so well and growing so well. And for that, so where we are lacking behind is the job, kind of a placement. So if in that case also, while having an interaction with our resource person, I think he must be one of the resourceful person among ourselves that in terms of placements and other issues. So you can take your time with our resource person later in the program. So with that, I wish these events very, very lively and interactive and very fruitful. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Guest, Professor Lalnundanga, our Registrar. So let me take opportunity to introduce some of the profiles of our resource person today. Lawmnakima is an accomplished AI and cloud executive with more than 20 years of professional experience in AI, cloud data engineering, and digital transformation. He is the founder, chairman, and CEO of LushAITech Private Limited. And I think most of us who are listening to the news must have heard the LushAITech Private Limited, and the first AI company from Northeast India, and also serves as the executive director, AI and data practice at Ernst & Young, GDS India. He has conducted numerous high-impact AI trainings and workshops for government officials, legislators, scientists, and academic leaders across India. And we are really lucky to have this kind of resource person in our midst. His mission is to make AI accessible, ethical, transformative for governance, education, and society. Some of the programs that has already been conducted include, but not limited to, training with the government of Mizoram officials, scientists, officers of the government of Mizoram, with the ministers and members of legislative assemblies, MLAs, and he also had conducted several interaction with institutions like Christ University, Bengaluru, ICFI University Mizoram, PUC, Government Zirtir Residential Science College in Aizawl. And he also had international platform such as AI Training Resource Person for India, Korea Meet, Christ University, and he delivered insights on cross-cultural AI collaboration and policy. He was also invited as the resource person for UNESCO and Ministry of IT AI RAM program, Guwahati, and he presented AI ethics policy and Northeast AI readiness. He, apart from this, he also had a lot of achievements in the field of AI. So we will be listening to his lecture after having refreshment outside. So we will take a break for not more than 15 minutes. Let us quickly have our lunch so that we will be giving more time to our resource person. And all the students are advised to keep a note of whatever he's saying. Let us note down whatever doubts we are having, whatever questions we are having, and it will be followed by the interaction session.
Good afternoon, everyone. And special thanks to our chief guest, our registrar, and our chairperson and our respected faculties here. I'd like to say, to begin with, that I'm very honored to be the resource person in this program. I've got the invitation from our faculty, the organizing team here. When I got that invitation, I mean, even though I have a very tight schedule myself, I could not say no, because this is a huge privilege for me to stand in front of all of you. Mizoram University has been a model university all over India. I know that. I do read the news, and I'm very proud of Mizoram University. We having a university of this quality, and a faculty, and the kind of recognitions that we get from the central government, which I've been reading time to time. I'm very proud of, as a Mizo, having a Mizoram University with all these faculties and the kind of news that we're creating around. It's very nice to hear from, I mean, especially the people of Mizo who are living outside Mizoram. So, and I'm very humbled to be introduced with my experience that way. I did not expect that. But to set the context, I want to quickly mention that, yes, I am an AI enthusiast, and you should be, all of us. I mean, we all should be AI enthusiasts these days, as our honored chief guest said, that AI is everywhere now. I mean, I don't know, we have 3 hours. For me, 3 hours is very less. If you want, I can keep on talking for 3 hours, but I will not do that, obviously. We'll go for lunch break, I think, maybe after an hour or so. My point is that AI is everywhere. So I'll be sharing you my experience and why everybody is buzzing with AI. Right? So I want all of us to take away at least few important points. Obviously, in 3 hours, I mean, effectively, we'll be having around 2 hours or so of this session. Within this short period of time, obviously, we'll not be able to learn. Obviously, we'll not be able to showcase everything, but I hope that I'll leave you some striking points which you can take away from today, because that's what I want, right? To trigger your firing points, where that will take you to another level, right? So that's my point. And I've been making a presentation with obviously AI. So I'll try and show you how you can brilliantly create a presentation which you can show at any level of the audience, even at the international level. How can you create a presentation within 5 minutes? Maybe that also will take a look at it. A few months ago, I had an opportunity to have the AI workshop for our scientist officer here in Mizoram. I showed this and they were very surprised. Some of you may know that how you work well with AI tools and all that, but I mean, it's not surprising that most of us still do not know how do you plug in AI tools and all that, right? So anyway, so our plan for today is we'll be taking, I don't know if you can follow that timeline, but that's what I prepared, but we'll try and follow up. How do we consider as AI as a companion? When we say AI as a companion, as a student, as a university student, some of you are a researcher, scholar, how do we take AI as a companion? We will take that, and then maybe at the second session, as our chief guest said, that I want to emphasize what is the opportunity for people who are AI enabled. I'm going to stress this so much that the people without AI will be left behind. This is a clear point, and I'm very happy that our chairman said that this is not a time for us to run away from AI. Just few months ago, I visited some of the college and university that some of the faculty said that, can you please tell the student not to use AI? Can you teach us how to get away from AI so that we'll do this and that? But I said that I cannot do that. And today I'm very happy that we set a different tone, that we're not trying to run away from AI. This is the world that we live in, that AI is everywhere. The people who walk with AI, who take AI as their best companion, are the people who learn the most, who are very productive in their study, in their work, and are the people who will be most eligible for most of the jobs available in the market, right? So I just want to mention that what are we expecting? I mean, what are we expecting to come out of this session? How do we use AI as a right companion? How do we use it? You know, the AI that we talk today is generative AI. A few years ago, we did not talk about generative AI. It was a traditional AI where we do train the model, mature the model, and use it. All of you know that before Gen AI came into prominence in 2022-23, the AI that we talked about was weather prediction and sort of things, right? That worked on a model that was trained on test data, sample data, and matured it. That was hugely dependent on statistics and data. But today we talked about generative AI, which is based on NLP. May I see the hands who all know what is NLP? Excluding our faculties, of course. From the students, I want to see the hands who all know NLP. I mean, I know there are some engineering students. May I see the hands? Okay, that's good. That means we're going to learn something. So NLP is a natural language processing. That's what my point is, that why using effective prompt is very, very important today, because our AI is based on NLP, which is a language model, right? So generative AI is all dependent on NLP, natural language processing, which is expert in language. That's why you need to speak a computer language. That means prompts. I was thinking, I was preparing for this session yesterday. Even today, I woke up very early morning. I missed my flight. Not my fault, obviously. I missed my flight, and I was in Kolkata. I was sitting in the terminal, and I was thinking that I thought that prompts or Python language is going to be a language which is going to be compulsory in university very soon. like a foreign language that we used to learn. I don't know what all elective or foreign language that we have here, but in some university we used to have French and all that, right? So like that, a computer language. Computer language is going to be a very popular language elective subject that you may be choosing in the future. That's how important it is that you learn to speak a computer language. So that's what I said, that we'll try and see how can we effectively use prompts. Why prompt is very, very important. With effective prompts, you know how to use the prompts effectively, you can do a lot of works done, right? So what is the AI basic flow? And we will definitely see how, when you use AI, you need to know the very high level of how that AI works, right? I'm going to tell you that when you are trying to get some information from your, let's say, ChatGPT or something, you need to know the very high level how the computer works, how that AI works, how is that retrieving information, right? When you know how the work is done, then you will know how to ask the question, right? If let's say you go to the hospital, and you see the nurse and you ask something. If you are a nurse yourself, then you will know how to ask the questions and what to do, and you will know what sentence or words that you will be using to ask the questions to the nurse, right? Me not being in the medical profession, I'll not know much, right? So that's exactly the same thing in AI world. You need to know how to speak an AI language, which we will start with prompts, and I'm going to highlight, I'm going to challenge this, and hopefully we will discuss after this session with our Honorable Registrar if we can, that I want to highlight what are the basic things that everyone can learn. In Bangalore Christ University, we introduce Python common for everybody, not for engineering students. It is for liberal arts that we are teaching Python. So that's what I'm stressing, that we need to know what computer language is, right? Okay, I don't want to bore you that much, but at the last two, we will be focusing on the AI career, how, I mean, what kind of career do you have with AI? Literacy, AI literate. AI illiterate will be, I mean, very soon we will be, the government or some of, many of the hiring entity will be asking you your qualifying certificates in AI. I'm sure, mark my words, that's going to be happening very soon. Not only in government, not only in the private sector, in government also. Government is also thinking that they would be hiring people who are literate in AI. It's not just that you, I mean, all of us, our first prompt in ChatGPT may be asking about yourself, right? You type your name, do you know this person? That's not the right way to use, obviously, but we cannot help because we don't know how much, I mean, we don't know much to talk with that AI. So anyway, we'll see that, and a very important one is ethical use. How do we use it ethically, right? I mean, for university students like you, who are obviously the smartest in the institution, we need to know what's wrong and what's right using in AI. Until and unless you don't know what is wrong, it's going to be a huge problem. I mean, every time I have a session like this, the thing that I wanted to focus is abusing your privacy information, misusing your private information. This is a huge impact. I was having this kind of session in Christ University, Bangalore. It is like a 2-3 hours session. We talked and talked, and most of our faculties, associate professors, and all the doctors, faculties, and students are also there. So we talked for multiple hours. At the end, I said that I want you to live with these informations. There's so many people who are misusing their private informations because of the AI coming into this level. And I spent 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes was something that they said most effective for them. Because I shared how dangerous it is to misuse your personal information, which we call it in data engineering language PII, which is personal identifiable information. This is illegal to expose or to misuse in all the governments, recently implemented in Government of India also. Very long time ago implemented in a country, in the Western countries like UK. When I was in UK 2013 to 14, 15, we had to go to the court to get the government sign off to use a citizen informations. Any level of informations, we have to get a sign off from court. But here in India and mostly in Mizoram also, we are misusing it. That's what I wanted to stress. We will try and stress that one also. Because this day, there are some people who are just uploading their Aadhaar card in ChatGPT. Believe me, there is one government officers, not here, I cannot say to that level of, there was one government official who's very close to me, and he asked me, Lawmna, can you help me? I'm just processing this data. I want ChatGPT to process this. I want to create these graphs and data analysis. I just uploaded in ChatGPT, but I'm not getting the required information. I said, what? And that kind of information that he uploaded, it's a text information, which is very, very confidential information. Your text information, your health information, your PI information are very top confidential information. Never, ever share it to an AI. Has any one of you uploaded your blood test results or any of your doctor results into ChatGPT and asked what is? You will not say yes, but some people have done it. Please realize that that's very, very dangerous. Once AI knows your health information, it will haunt you back. It is very, very dangerous. That's kind of information which I wanted to discuss with you. Obviously, we'll have some time in the second half. I coined this word specially for you, companion. Let's look at companion AI into our perspective so that we can focus what AI is. I say that when we use AI, we need to know what our goal is. I see so many people who are using Gemini, ChatGPT, or DeepSeek or AI tools who are just rumbling their words and expect AI to do the work. That never happens. That will not happen. The research says that 99% of the people don't know how to use AI tools effectively. Less than 1% use AI to the capacity of more than 50%. All of us are using less than 50% of the AI capacity. We're just asking some informations, extracting some informations. AI is not just a library. It's not a repository. It is logically reason capability in a machine, right? So that's the level of, if you know how to use it effectively, it will help you a lot, but we'll definitely strike the balance how, our faculties are there. Obviously, I never teach or preach the one side of the AI, which will have to strike a balance. But what I'm saying is that you'll have to know the goal. You need to know what you are doing. Never expect AI to find out the concept or the goal for you. I mean, you need to have the goal. You may do some research, but you need to have the goal. Then only you'll get the best AI power. So we need to organize the context. That's what I have said. We need to organize that context. Context means how many of us know that we need to set the context in AI? I mean, again, as I said, when we say AI, we are dealing with generative AI. Even Government of India, the AI mission project is mostly focusing on generative AI, right? So I had this opportunity to attend this AI RAM, Readiness Assessment Methodology, last year in Guwahati. So we talked about that, and all that we talked about is this generative AI, right? Okay, before we go too far, how many of us know what is Gen AI? I mean, generative AI, we know that. Why do we call generative AI? Because it is able to generate or predict the elements of a token, right? That's what we call it, Gen AI. So, in generative AI world, we need to know the context. So, I used to give this example. I just walked in here, in this room, and somebody asked me, do you know can you summarize what's happening here? Will I be able to summarize what's happening if I just walked in a moment ago without hearing what has been discussed here? If someone asked me, can you please summarize this? Will I be able to do that? No. I mean, at best, I may be able to say that this is a session, this is a program, this and that, but I will not be able to tell or summarize the point that I have mentioned here. That's exactly the same in AI, right? So, if you don't set the context, the AI will predict what you mean from the question that you ask, and that's where hallucination starts. I hope we all know hallucination. This is a popular word now, a very, very popular word in AI world. Hallucination means when AI does not know what you're asking, it will try to answer you with the closest probability from its index, which is not the correct information, but the closest. That's where it hallucinates, and it will give you the wrong information, right? So that's where we need to set the proper context. Proper context means when you speak to AI, you need to tell what you're doing, right? Anyway, we'll talk that and I'll show you in practical later. And we call, practice, you need to practice actively, as in, if you want to take AI as your companion, you need to really talk to the machine. How many of us have used Notebook LM from Google? I mean, I'm not expecting much. Yes, I see the hand at the back. Can I see the hand again? There are two. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Yeah. Okay, which is very good. I'll show some of the. We'll look at the India budget, which is recently discussed in the Parliament. We will look at that and see how effectively that you can use AI to learn something, right? I was doing my assignment the other day, and I was just asking about financial investment context. As in EY, my company, some of our clients are billion-dollar company like Bank of America, Goldman Sachs. I mean, I'm allowed to say at least the client name. I'm not divulging any of the project that we're doing it, but I'm saying that those are the billion and trillion-dollar investment banks. We're dealing. Some of their projects are worth $100 million. So we're dealing with a lot of financial complex data. I was just doing this, and we had this project, and I was just explaining that obviously I never divulge our client name to AI, but just wanted to understand what that financial context is. I was discussing with AI, and I got a lot of conceptual knowledge from AI, which is very, very good. That's what I'm just saying here. You know, you have to practice, you have to ask questions, you have to use it as your true companion. So what I ask is that, what is the fund management? What is the investment strategy? What is the legal entity? Which are some of the complex terminology in the investment banks? You know what? I learned so much in 15 minutes. I learned so much in 15 minutes. But you need to know, that's what I'm saying, you need to actively participate in that exchange of knowledge. If you expect AI to just give you the knowledge, that's not how it works. You'll have to share, you'll have to discuss and take it as your companion, ask the questions, and then give it back. This is what my understanding is. No, can you highlight this particular concept? Can you highlight this one? Then only you'll realize how powerful it is. Right? So, I learned a lot from the accounting process. Accounting, which is never my background. Accounting and all that, taxations, accounting and all that is never my background. But I learned a lot in 15 minutes. I suggest you try and do that. Who all of you are geography? Some of you may be from geography, I don't know. So just try and learn one concept, asking questions, and then contribute your understanding, and that's where the power of AI comes. The AI will analyze your level of understanding and then give it back to you, and then from there on, the discussion can happen, and that's where you will be able to get the best out of the AI. So that's what we need to know, and every time that you get information from AI, you need to validate what is the source. You need to know what is the source. So the LLM, as we know, I hope we know LLM, which is a large language model. Large language model, it's as popular as the moon itself. Right? So, I mean, at least if some of us don't know what is LLM till now, please, I suggest you take a note of it. At least if you know what is the full form of LLM, that would be a huge learning. So a large language model, all these large language model are learning the AI informations from the internet and all the informations available in the internet. But the problem is that if AI is trained with limited data and a skewed data, it will definitely give you wrong information. Has anyone tried using DeepSeek? I think yes, very good. DeepSeek was very popular. I mean, it's been still very popular. Have you asked about the Arunachal political situation? Yes, I think some of you have. So my point is, if you ask DeepSeek about Arunachal political information, it will not give you, it's very careful, right? Because because DeepSeek is a China product, right? From China political perspective, Arunachal is, they claim some of the Arunachal as theirs from China perspective, right? So, will not tell you, it will refrain from telling some of the informations. So that's what it is, right? Some of the models are limited, some of the models are added the filter algorithms and trained with limited informations, because from China perspective, they have a lot of information from China that Arunachal is this and that. From their perspective, that's how they see it. So all of these LLM are trained with the data. I mean, Llama, which is the LLM for Facebook, which is also very strong. Llama is trained with so many of the data which is found in Facebook social network, right? And Google Gemini and their model is trained with Google NLP, which is, I mean, the strength of Google is in language. So Google is better than the other model in language translation, many of the language translation, right? But if you check a reasoning, Google is not that good. I mean, not as good as GPT 5.2 or 5.2 Pro and all that. So that's where all the models have strength and weaknesses. Why? Because they are trained with a specific data and information, right? So that's where you need to know each of this model where the data is trained and in which situation that you should be using Gemini as your companion, as your tool. To me, if I'm doing any reasoning, any administrative task, I'll be using ChatGPT, administrative task. If I'm using a local news and some of the informations, because Google is sourcing many of their informations from YouTube. YouTube is Google product. They're able to translate many of the Google product and then able to put that thing into their local system. Google is very good. Some current affairs and news and all that, Google is good. Right? So, if you don't have the best models of GPT, you may be using DeepSeek for administrative works and reasoning, right? Anyway, so how many of us know that OpenAI is collaborating with Microsoft? This is a very important point. I'm going to tell. Yes, thank you. OpenAI means ChatGPT, obviously, is collaborating strategically with Microsoft. Microsoft has their own AI tools, right, which is Copilot. But that's where when you want to do some of the Microsoft Office related works, like processing Excel informations and processing your document words and your presentations and all that, that's where you'll have to use OpenAI products like ChatGPT, because they know very well. I mean, if you have the top model, you can ask to create a presentation, documents and all that, because OpenAI has strategically collaborated with Microsoft, and that's where the products is internally linked or trained effectively, right? So this is what I have already mentioned just now. So the I just want to quickly jump here. I don't know what time we should take a break. We'll maybe after 10 minutes or something. So I have prepared how can we approach the AI for many of the streams. I mean, I'm assuming that today we are from different backgrounds. How can we leverage AI for our benefits, our learnings, and our help? So the first thing that I wanted to mention is see, AI is not for engineer now. AI is not for engineer. All the engineers like me, or most of the engineers, they don't know what the AI algorithm is. These are for people who are in ML engineers who are at a different level. Most of the developers are not doing the actual AI building, AI development. They are just doing it the application level on top of the AI engine. So this application is something that all of us can do. So for us, a humanities background, we may be science, we may not be engineering background, but AI is applicable for all of us. Let me tell you that we've been doing recruitment, which I will be sharing in the second half, but I have to quickly touch on this. We've been doing recruitment from 2020 till today. I've been interviewing more than 1,000 of the engineers and other professionals. I'm surprised that some of the candidates that we have, not from engineering background, know AI very well. And in fact, a couple of weeks ago in office in Bangalore, we had the walk-in interview. We had around 1,000 students, 1,000 candidates. There was one person who wrote in his resume that I know this. I know I'm the full trained and have experience in AI. He mentioned about his knowledge in AI, RAGs, and all that. I mean, maybe many times the candidate try to, show off their knowledge and try to scare their interviewer away. That happens because many of the interview also don't know what AI is. So maybe he tried to do something very smart or over smart. He mentioned a lot of AI tools, I know this and that, and then I discussed with him and I was going a little bit, I said that since you have written that you know all of this, I'm going to treat you differently. I'll discuss with you AI, let's see if you have this knowledge and it'll be very, very beneficial for us. And I asked him, he did not know anything. I mean, this is just one example. And there are many other people, not from engineering background, who come and they know so much about AI, how it works. What we are expecting is not how you code the AI or write the programming language these days. That's what I'm saying, that AI is not only for engineering. If I interview engineer now, I will not be asking to do the coding. The coding, it will be done by AI. We all know that now. You don't need to write Python code, right? You just tell AI and it will do much, much better than the IIT students. I need to know if that person knows how AI works. That is for everyone. I never ask what is RAG. Anyone knows what is RAG? Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is the core of AI. If we have time in the second half, I'll quickly show you how RAG is. This is the core of AI, which most of the people will not be able to explain how RAG works. It is a core engineering, but that's a concept of AI. I will not be asking how RAG works and all that. That's for another level. But I just want to know if that person knows how AI works. In which situation that you'd be using AI. Right? Okay. So, if you are from the humanities background, what I want to tell you is that never expect AI to come up with to come and give you an idea for you. Idea is going to be from you. I've mentioned this in multiple places that AI is not for something which is smarter than you and do the rest of the work for you. AI is just your assistant. AI is for your assistant, right? So I've been writing my research thesis myself. There's lots of experienced professors, even our faculties here are very experienced, and they will definitely be asking and checking this from, this is something that they'll be checking from their end. They know easily if the concept is coming from ChatGPT. I can tell, if I look at your paper, I can tell if that concept is generated by ChatGPT. I can tell. If you just write a plain English and ask ChatGPT to do it for you, I can tell. That's what I used to tell even in the other colleges also, that even the faculty have to outsmart the students. We have to be smarter than the students. We need to know what is the AI generated. We may not be using the tool to validate the AI contents most of the time. You may be using no GPT, GPT-0 and all that stuff. But we have to outsmart the student, that's what I said. My point is that for all the different backgrounds, what you need to do is that the idea, the concept, the innovative idea has to come from you, right? So if I say, ChatGPT, tell me how to cook. What sort of information that the AI will tell you? It will just tell you the cooking of, it could be European cooking, it could be different level of cooking. That's where you say that I'm going to cook a chicken. I want an Indian style with masala, let's say, with onions. All of these are my favorite ingredients. And I want it stew or curry. You have to tell all of this, and then it will tell you that what proportion that you'll have to put. That's where it will assist you, right? So that's how we use AI to our benefits, but not to generate an idea. So a couple of weeks ago we had this session in Ripans. I was just showing how the medical students can use AI. So we built an AI solution for Ripans, right? The demo. So we built SOAP, which is how the nurse, all the nurses are writing their reports after the patients and all that, right? After they see the patient and all, and how the handover notes can be written with AI. I showed that we created a demo, the full end-to-end demo we developed for them, and they're very excited. They're very excited. And I said that when you are leveraging AI, don't say that my patient is having a headache, can you give me how to do the caring plan for them, for him or her. That's not how you do it. You tell your patient detail, and then only the AI will assist you to do the caring plan. My patient is having a headache, have high BP, high blood pressure, sugar is this and that, and age is this, and has been having this problem for this and that, and then only the AI will help you create the plan. Don't expect AI to give you the medication plan. That's where the dangerous and the red zone starts, right? So that's what I'm saying. For all the backgrounds, the non-technical background also, you can use AI as your assistant. So you can use AI to analyze the complex ideas, the complex documents, and compile complex documents and all that. And then that's where the AI will help you compiling complex sentences, documents, arrange it, which would take you for days or hours for you to do that. But give the content, create the content yourself. Let AI help you arrange and then compile those into proper formats or something. That's where we would have to be leveraging AI to our benefits, right? So we'll have to be very careful about how ethically that we'll have to use, which we will touch upon in the second half. Another background, for technical people or for us, we will quickly look at how some of these tool works. When should we have a break? Okay. Well, let me quickly show how the notebook LM works, and then we take a break. I think second half we will look at the career opportunities. This is going to be very, very important. Career opportunity. I want everyone not to miss the career opportunities. We have many of the career opportunities even here in EY, which I wanted to share you, right? So back in 2013, I was part of IBM that time. We had this Europe Technology Leadership meeting. That time I was in UK. My assignment was in UK. We were having this meeting with that time IBM was collaboratively partnering with Arsenal. I hope we know Arsenal, a brilliant football club who's never won a trophy. But okay, I think they've won some time ago. So we had this technology leadership meeting in Arsenal Stadium, Emirates Stadium. Emirates Stadium, some of you, already know it. It's an interesting stadium. It's one of the best football stadium in UK. Inside this, it's not just a stadium, right? I mean, it's not just a stadium with a pitch and seatings. Inside that, there's a huge meeting rooms, and there are multiples of bars which they can enjoy and all that. So 2013, in the month of July, we had this meeting and we were discussing about the evolution of AI. So that time we were working for Arsenal to analyze their data, their fans base and their revenue generations and all that. So we said that, even that time we said that all these predictions, all these data presentations and these things is going to be coming from AI very soon. And today it has been done Microsoft Copilot is partnering with Premier League and then is able to analyze their, predict their data, their result, and do the probability predictions and live stream data analysis. And even very soon, the VAR, the video assistant referee decision is going to be analyzed by AI, not VAR referee. We know that at the moment it is decided by a referee, but very soon it's going to be analyzed, because the problem that we're facing now, I mean, most of us are watching Premier League, is that sometimes it takes a lot of time, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 9 minutes to analyze whether the player is offside or not, right? With human eye, they're just drawing a line and then try to see who is the player which is off. That with an AI plugin would be able to decide instantly. Very soon, VAR referee will be, there could be one person, not 4 or 5 person. The AI will be replacing it, right? So those are the things that have been evolving everywhere in the workforce. So, okay. Anyway, so Notebook LM is something which I want you to explore and use it for your benefits, right? This is very interesting. So I've uploaded this, the key, there is, if you go to Google and Union Budget, if you go to Union Budget here, you will see these documents. This is a document which I've just downloaded. Just to save time, I've downloaded this today. So I've downloaded the speech and the key budget documents, right? So here, budget speech and key documents. So these are the two documents. You can download those other documents, and I've downloaded this one and then upload here in Notebook LM. And I have generated some of this, you know, the audio and the Union Budget strategic pillars. So the see, I'm always interested in financials. I'm not economic background, but I'm always interested in learning the finance, right? Even in my company, LushAITech, the first project that we've done was analyzing Mizoram budget. I mean, I know I learned so much about Mizoram budget. See, I've looked at it. This is something that I have generated in 1 minute. It's very, very interesting. If you look at that, if you look at it, it's not that big, but at the bottom there is a bar chart which shows that what is the revised estimates. We know that what is BERE, right? Budget estimates. BE is the initial budget estimates that you used to do at the beginning of the financial year, and RE is a revised estimates which they used to revise at the second half of the financial year, when the actual spending, actual income has started coming and they've started spending it. They'll revise the budget and try to put a realistic budget, as realistic as possible. So here it shows that what is the BE for 2026 to 27, what is the tax receipts, financial deficits, and all that. So I analyzed this one, and then I also came to know what are the major components of the union budget. It gives me a lot of information in 15 minutes. And if you look at this graph, this is what's generated from the document which I've uploaded. It will give you a lot of information. How much is our capex outlay? You know what is capex? It's capital expenditure, right? Capex is capital expenditure, which is for capital investment, for capital expenditure. So our financial union budget capital expenditure is around 12.2 lakh crore, right? So 4.3% of fiscal deficit target. And they said that 10,000 crore for biopharma Shakti. and all that. And there is another thing called 7 high-speed rail growth connections. All of these are visible. And the more interesting part is that I want to show you. I don't know if you can hear the audio here. Can you hear audio? Okay. So I'll explain this. There is a 14 minutes audio generated out of my document. If you listen this, it is interesting. There is a woman and there is a man who are discussing on the budget very, very interestingly. If you listen this, you can download this audio and put that thing in your, audio and listen while driving and all. Just 14 minutes. It will give you clear information about union budget. Just 14 minutes. They're discussing.
It sounds incredibly dry, I know. But honestly, it's the operating manual for the Indian government.
That's exactly how I read it. It's less about what they're spending and more about how the whole machine actually works.
So they're just, see, if you have some topic, which you don't understand, or you don't have much of time to read it because you have another work, but don't use AI just to free up some of your space. If you don't have much time, just upload this and try and create these documents, visual presentations, and there is a mind maps also, which I'll show you. This will give you the clear understanding of the complex information. So your documents can be 50 pages. Notebook LLM, the benefits is that Notebook LLM can process 100 pages of your PDF. If you upload 100 pages of PDF in any other AI tools, it will, we call it semantic analysis. It will analyze the semantic level of information, not the detail, and it will not give you the detailed information. But Notebook LM, it will read the whole documents and give you the entire information. So this is very good for our companion, study companion, right? So there is a mind map here which is created. I'll just let me quickly show. So you see this? Oh, wait. So there's a mind map which is created here from the budget, right? So it creates this information. Look at this. The union budget. What are these? The fiscal indicators, explain documents, and the sectoral proposal, a text proposal. If I click a text proposal, what is a text proposal there? There is a direct text and indirect text. You see that? So if you want to know a little bit more about direct text of the union budget, you just click here again. What all components are there? It will show you again. The Income Tax Act, under that we have the income tax and the Foreign Asset Disclosure Scheme, rationalized penalty, prosecution, MAT rate reduction to 14%. So if I click any of this, it will tell me what is that particular topic is about. If you want to know a little bit, because union budget is very complex. It is a very, very complex one, right? Central financial service accounts, people and all that used to analyze this and take lots of years to understand it. But for competitive level exams, for any of your interview preparations and all that, these are very, very important because it will give you a very high level information. So here, the Income Tax Act, which is relevant to the income tax, our budget informations, it will give you these whole information. Now let me go back. Let me go back here and see that. So now I've looked at this indirect text. In indirect text, what all components are there? It shows me everything. Custom duty exemptions, critical mineral duty exemption, trust-based custom systems, and customs integrated systems. All of these are shown here. This is not out of the context. If you go to any other AI tools, it will give you some general context that it found from internet and all that. That is not, I mean, that's not good for your study or for our preparations of or gaining any knowledge. So this is purely based on the knowledge, the PDF or the file that we fed here, right? So if you click any of this, now it will show you again. All of this information will be. So now we'll quickly take a break. I suggest you explore Notebook LM and take. You can consider this as your one of your best companion for you to study. There is a quiz that you can generate. There's a quiz that you can generate. Let me again quickly show you. There is a flashcard here. There's a quiz that you can generate here. If you generate quiz, it will create a multiple choice option and you can play with it, answer it. If it is wrong, it will tell you, explain you why it is wrong. That will be a learning this thing for you. So I'll leave with that, and I think we'll take a break, and then when we come back, we will focus on career options, career opportunities. I want to touch on what sort of career that we have, what people from the university level, from your level, are looking in the industry or any of the job categories. We'll discuss more on the career opportunities and ethical use of AI when we come back. Right. So I'll leave with that, and if our chairperson wants to have any closing note of our first part, I'll leave it to him. So, yeah, Notebook LM and another tools which we'll try and highlight that later, but I wanted to highlight more on Notebook LM. And second half I'll show you how many of us have used Mermaid for creating flowcharts, diagram. Mermaid, anyone know? Very, very good, very important. I'll show you. We'll look at that. If you are writing a thesis, documents and all that, you need to have a diagram, right? Which you cannot use it generated from ChatGPT. If you generate it, your professor will know. I will know. But if you know Mermaid, nobody will know. I'll tell you the trick, right? And if how intelligently that you can use Canva. Canva, I don't know how you use it. We'll look at it. We'll quickly look at presentation.ai. Anyone have used presentation.ai? Very good, very good. But most of us have not used it, which is, I'll show you. We'll look at those tools, very, very important tools. I have used Mermaid to polish my documents, and nobody knows that. I mean, it creates a human touch. You know that? If you just extract it from AI, it is very system. I mean, you know that this is generated. But if you add flow diagrams and your architectural charts or any of your proposal flow matrix with Mermaid created diagram, your document is very smart and looks very professional. I'll show you in the next half. Yep. And yes, I'll give it to our chairperson.
Okay, we'll take a break now, and in the second session, we will have Q&A, and also followed by the registration process, wherein you will be able to get the participation certificate. And I hope the first session is interesting, and the second session will be more interesting. And we will be mostly touching on something that we can actually practice for our studies. Okay, thank you.
I want to quickly open, give you the privilege for those who've come back early. I'll be taking two quick questions from what we've discussed. Obviously we'll be discussing at the end of the next session. So anything that you wanted to ask, reflecting what we've just discussed in the first session, I'll be taking two questions and then we'll move on, right? Yes, please. Yes. Yeah, for the audience, for the rest of your friends, yes.
Good afternoon, sir. So I'm a student of Computer Engineering Department. So ever since the AI has taken space into our lives, the world has never failed to make us feel a little obsolete, the computer science students. My friends from other departments, they always tell things like, oh, AI knows how to code, why are you even bothered to learn it now? And the entire career option is a little out of fashion right now. So my question is, what the aspirants of computer science, the youth who are into this department should know, and how can we work with AI instead of AI letting take our jobs? Like, what are the core skills that we should be focusing? I know AI can code right now, but what else can we do to make ourselves, computer engineers, irreplaceable, even when we are surrounded by AI? Thank you.
What's your name?
Jikmet.
Jikmet. Okay, thank you so much for your question. I'll quickly answer. That's a very popular. Please be seated. That's a very important question, and I've noticed you. I have the privilege of standing in front of people like these sessions or another programs, and my way of doing it is I quickly scan around the audience, and if the audience are excited, then that gives me an energy. Then you are one of those people that gives me energy. I can tell that you're listening intently. I can see those people who are not listening intently also, but I cannot tell that. I cannot point them. What I'm saying is that that's a very good question, and very important also. We need to understand. AI is not here to eliminate human. That's what I want to say that very clearly. AI will never eliminate human. But let's look back what happened before Industrial Revolution. What happened, right? Before Industrial Revolution, before that we have all the machines, what happened? The human do most of the repetitive task, right? If you'll have to process some material, you'll have to use human. We don't have that big machines, and then that took us a lot of time, and our productivity was very low, right? And what happens after Industrial Revolution? Did you say that that is going to eliminate human? In some way, yes. It eliminates the people who are doing something which is not useful. Useful as in which can be handled by a machine. Does that mean that it decreased the job? No. Right? Industrial Revolution or all the big machines does not eliminate people, or it does not reduce the job industry. It's exactly the same. You know how AI works? AI now is writing Python codes and all that, which I have said, but I have said this: there is always going to be a human loop. The human loop necessity will never be eliminated. What I mean with the human loop is that AI will write. See, I've been doing lots of my experiments. I've been demonstrating to the universities. I've been demonstrating to the state government, even the Northeastern level government, and I've even discussed with the AI India Mission CEO, Mr. Abhishek Singh. I met him in Guwahati last year. I discussed with him. I've presented so many use cases. I've created my demo things and all that. I know how all the AI tool works. It still requires a developer, a smart mind. Without that, just writing Python libraries, functions will never work. It will never work. It's more than before that we need
a smart programmer, a smart developer, but those who knows how to leverage AI tool. Because writing for loops and all those loops, while loop, we don't need. I don't want you to waste your time to write for loop. Let AI do that, right? But to build a complex, and see, what AI does not know is that the human context. If I say, create me an ERP solution, right? How does it going to create? It will create from something that it has already known. It will not create the ERP solution that you are envisioning for the future. It will not. That's where we are, never before that the good developer, the good programmer, the good engineer are going to be very, very smart. They will be smart. But what AI will do is that it will increase your productivity. What you do in one day, you will be able to do that in 5 minutes. Right? Because now you generate a lot of codes. But who will actually drive that machine to generate that code? You will have to do that. We will have to do that. If you just see, I've explored all, believe me, I've explored all the AI tools. I've used it. But at the end, I have used it to create the very, very complex projects. Very, very complex projects. But at the end, as a machine, it fails a lot. Without a good designer, without a good programmer, it always fails. That's where I always go back to the good developer. Please do this. This is not what we want. You need to do this. You need to tell the prompt. You need to tell the AI agents to develop it this way. You cannot just let it roll on its own. That's where we need it. So my point is, see, if you, before AI era, if I need someone who is going to write for loop and while loop, I don't need it. For them, it may be losing a job, but you'll have to keep up the pace because the world is keep on improving. And what we needed last year or a few years back, we don't need it now. That's not about AI. It's in every human life. What you needed 5 years ago, we don't need it now. We eliminated. It's not because of AI. It's because that we evolved. We know how to use it, and we eliminated those processes because we don't need it anymore, right? What maybe you can tell so many things. What you needed 10 years ago, or we needed 10 years ago, we don't need it now, because of technological improvements and everything. It's not because of AI. AI is just another elements of technological evolution. It will, there is nothing to be scared. But that's what I'm saying. If you are an engineer and don't know what AI is, then you are not up to the challenge. That's where for an engineer AI is very, very important, right? Okay, very good questions. We'll try and elaborate that further, but that's my point. I'll take one more question. Yes, please.
My question is on the efficacy of AI. So since I'm an architect, so we study a bit of the environment. So, like, since the development of AI, I've read many papers from journalists and those stuff. So, the production, the manufacturing of microchips has been stagnated because of AI, and then the environment effect it has. For example, in Seattle, Elon Musk built a new AI generation farm. So the environmental effect it has on the neighboring residences is they couldn't open their windows due to the sulfur composites in the air, and then their water gets polluted, and then those other stuff, and then. So the AI uses energy, and then also even if it uses the optimum amount of energy, AI is built on data. So for example, they don't care. Most of these companies, mainly the famous ones are like ChatGPT. So they take the data we give, or we don't know even if we give or we don't give, so they take the data and then make a data set and then produce what we call and artificial intelligence. So I don't think that is ethical. And then so one of the interviews I've watched of Sam Altman from OpenAI, so this is a bit dystopian. So he said AI will mostly likely lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime there will be great companies created with machine learning. So this feels a bit dystopian, and then it does not feel philanthropic or good for the humans or the environment. So in the name of development, are we destroying ourselves, or are we really developing? Because even in creative fields, for example, drawing and art, so AI just takes those art and then generates stuff. So no one of the artists gave consent to the AI companies to create those data sets. So they just take and make. So I don't think that's very ethical.
Thank you for that question. So to answer it in a short way, see, the law of physics is that energy can never be created nor destroyed. See, even if, I mean, you are making machine learning chips, or the GPU or supercomputers or the AI chips and all that, that is the amount of energy that it gives, it has to consume it, because any power, any energy that you give out, you'll have to consume it. So see, even before AI, right, we have a cloud ecosystem which Google is having, and Amazon is having, and Microsoft is having. They have a large data centers all over around the world. You know what they have done in their data center now? Now we don't need your laptops or your servers. Most of the, see, 10 years ago, MZU would be having their own server somewhere down, and it'd be running lots of chips, lots of hard disk and all that. But we don't see that anymore. Why? Because we have a cloud data centers. All those cloud data centers are also consuming a huge power, which we never realized. That is more than 10 years ago. So even AI obviously is consuming a lot of energy because it works. I mean, it is producing a lot of energy. And your point is right, because let me give an example. If you walk slowly, your shoe will worn out in what, 10 years, right? Your shoe will worn out in 10 years. But if you run every day, right? If you run every day, your shoe will worn out in less than a year probably. Why? Because you're burning your energy. So that's what happens in AI world also. They created a lot of chips, supercomputer chips, by using a lot of energy, and then they give out energy which ultimately result into more productivity. I mean, in one way, it is possible. If we burn a lot of energy than what we should have, then how it disrupts the ecological balance is something, I mean, it's beyond our topic, but it can happen. And the ethical way, we'll try and discuss that at the end of the session. I'll leave that in the second session. But yeah, if you look at that ethical way, there are lots of pros, the advantages, plus points and negative points, which, let's say, if we can discuss, maybe we'll continue discussing in the second half. Yep. But yes, there's lots of things that we need to bear in mind when we are producing a lot of supercomputer GPU chips, which is not at the expense of ecological balance, obviously. Because if you're producing any chips or energy-bearing chips, obviously you're consuming energy, right? So I'm not saying that it is ecologically irresponsible. It takes out a lot of energy and bear some responsibility as well. But we'll touch on that as well. So we end up our first session with some of the tools that we used, and I want to continue doing that. So let's say you are writing thesis, you're writing your documents, and you want to add some a pictorial diagram or some flow diagram. How do you do it? Can anyone tell? How do you use AI, or you are drawing yourself with LushAITech or Draw.ai or any of the Excel or PowerPoint? How do you do it? Can anyone tell? Can anyone tell from the first row? How do you do when you draw your flowchart? Are you using Excel or PowerPoint or anything? MS Word, very good, very good. Yes, MS Word is very popular. You can draw box, arrow and all that. You can do that. That's a very popular choice. Anyone else? But if you have to draw, some flow diagram on some complex context, which is having, here and there, I mean, it has more than 20, 30, objects that will have to connect to each other. That will be a little bit complex, isn't it? It'll be complex. So that's what I want to quickly show, because I want to leave you some of the practical knowledge here. Let's quickly look at what happens in the so I want to create a flow chart, how to create an AI solution. Create a flowchart AI solution for so, we may be, you may be doing it, generate this, and it will create some diagram which you can use it, or you can let it generate it. But what I said is that if you say, give me mermaid coat, so you can do that, right? ChatGPT is very well trained on mermaid code. So mermaid is the code that you can copy and paste into the mermaid website and get the flow chart, the professional flow chart, right? So I'm going to generate this. You see, you look at this, how the flow chart is generated. You can download this, you can use that. So this is, Mermaid is a tool which can be, use it with a code. You can generate that code and then copy and paste it, and that, there are so many other tools that you can use, but this is the most straightforward. You can use Draw.ai and LushAITech also in one way, and you can use many of the UI tools. But Mermaid is more user-friendly. So here, what you can do is that if you want to save this diagram, you can export here. and you can export it with PNG. If you export it, then that image is exported, and then you can add that thing into your document. Right, so this is just one example. This is just one example. If I close this, so here I have my flow diagram. So this is very good tools when, let's say, you're writing some thesis and then you, I don't know if you, some of us must be the research scholar, and you have, let's say, your methodology approach. Methodology, you have to highlight that in the flow diagram, or some of your, if you're engineering students, very soon that the thing that you're going to concentrate is that create your solution architecture diagram, right? Not only in software engineering, it applies in all the streams. You are proposing a business solution. I mean, I've been creating a lot of DPR, which is detailed project reports, right? When you are proposing a project to central government or state government, the most important one is a DPR. So a detailed project report. In that project report, there are something that you need to show technical solution, right? So you propose some of the solution to the sponsoring authority, that you'll have to write a detailed project report. This is my project, this and that, and this is how I wanted to execute it. And in that detailed project report, at least 5 or 6 good figure representative diagram that you'll have to attach. And Mermaid is very, very important, very, very useful. I've done that myself. Lately, I've submitted few of those documents, and the response that I got is very, very good, very, very, very positive, right? Some of the detailed project I've submitted, I've got the response that this is very smart, this is good. All that we have done is that we have obviously used some of the AI tools. Obviously, I have the concept, I have the background, feed the background and everything, say that this is the requirement, this is how I want to execute it. You can just ramble it, that's not a problem. But every time that you interact with AI, try to make it point by point. Try to highlight it point by point. This is a point wise that I wanted to do. You have the structural way of doing it, and then you will have to read and edit and everything. But at the end, you will have the pictorial representation very, very well, because people who are looking at your document will be more focused on how you are representing your ideas into more visible visual, right? That visual is very important. So that's where Mermaid is very, very useful. Not only in your project work, in your professional, when it moves into your professional world also, it's very, very, very important and very, very useful, right? So let's make a note of it. And any of us have used, I saw some of you raise hands for the presentation.ai. Any of you have used presentation.ai? Okay, fine. We'll quickly go into presentation.ai. I have so how do you make a presentation? Most of you must be using PowerPoint, right? But using PowerPoint to create a professional deck, it takes a lot of time. I've tried. I have 20 years of my experience with, but still I struggle to make a professional presentation. Even in a company like EY, which is the top company in consulting industry all over the world, we have only very few people who are expert in creating PowerPoint. We hired them. We hired them as a specialize in PowerPoint. most of us, 99.9 of us, don't know how to create. We cannot create a very nice presentation. It's very difficult, and it takes a lot of time. I cannot spend much of the time. I cannot spend my whole day creating a PowerPoint also. So that's where this is very important, right? I'll quickly show any presentation that you wanted to create. Tell me, anyone can tell me any topic that you wanted to create. Anyone from that side? Any idea? Any topic that you wanted to create a presentation for? Global warming. Okay. Global warming. Impact of global warming in, should we do a little bit more specific? Impact of global warming in Northeast India. Okay. Okay, let's try. It's always valid. Is that fine? Impact of global warming in Northeast India. So, see, the thing is, I'll tell you, this is a presentation.ai, and the model that the presentation AI is using is not as strong and powerful as the matured AI like Gemini or this thing. So what I suggest is, you want to create this one, and then you can let presentation.ai create the content. But what I suggest is that go back to ChatGPT and try to create the content. You can copy and paste it here. So what I would do, I have the topic in my mind. What I'll do is that I'll go to this and impact of create a presentation outline for the topic. Do you have the audience? I mean, we should say the audience. Who are the audience? I'm going to present this into that. That is very important also. That's where setting the context that we said at the beginning. You'll have to set the context. This is a plane. It will create. But for you to get the best content out of this, you need to be a little bit more specific. Can we say the audience, this is my university presentation? Should I say, this is my let's say audience or faculty, let's say at least. So now we have the content. We have the content created. If you don't, I mean, you'll have to add your name. That's what he said. That's what AI said. We'll add that, and so as I said, right, presentation.ai has the AI model on its own, but it's not as strong and powerful as ChatGPT. That's where you need to know how to do the combination of using AI tools, right? As I said, that you cannot just let Mermaid create the flowchart code on its own. Go back to ChatGPT or any of the tools where you want to create that flowchart, discuss with it, and if your flowchart is in the size of PowerPoint, which is 16:8, right? You can tell that one also, because the flowchart has to be from left to right, or the flowchart has to be from top to bottom. That you'll have to tell. Otherwise, your A4 document will not fit properly. All those things you need to know, right? So you have to tell that my flowchart is for presentation. Then it will create that in a portrait format, right? Which is from left to right. If your presentation is for your document, it will create from top to bottom. Tell top to bottom, this is for my A4 size document. It will create top to bottom, which will fit perfectly into your document. It will look very nice. But if you create the portrait format and paste that into A4, it will look awkward, right? it look awkward, and the one who see your document will realize that this is not very professionally made, right? Okay, fine. So now I have my PowerPoint layout, right? So I'm going to copy this whole thing. I'm going to copy this. Don't copy what next I can and all that, right? That's where at least we need to know. So I'm going to paste it here. So at least, I mean, I'll have to put, can I have your name?
My name is quite hard.
Just simple name. What's your nickname? Let's tell your nickname.
My name is V.
VIR. Okay. I recently watched Veer Zara, so I'll put Veer. Is it fine? Okay, fine. So department, which department?
I'm from Computer Engineering.
Okay, CSC. Okay, I'll put CSC. Course, faculty name, that's fine. Let me remove this for now. And date is, we'll have to put Feb 12, 2026. Right? So I'm just going to submit this. If you let presentation AI create this content, it will not create as smart as this one, believe me. That's why it is important that you mix it with the matured. So now here, if you want to use that content as you have generated, or use content plus AI research, this is something that presentation.ai will try and re-summarize your content a little bit. If you want to re-summarize it, you can choose it. If you trust on the content that you have pasted, you can go for use only my content, right? Either way is fine. Let's use my content plus AI research, which there's no harm in letting presentation AI to polish a little bit more. Here you can set the number of slides that you want, right? I think what we have was how many pages. Let AI decide also you can do. I'll do that, let AI decide. So, so those are, I mean, here you can choose if you want to reduce your slide, that's where you can limit it here. Okay, what are the audience? Here you can put the audience. The audience are academic faculty. Let's choose for, yeah, right? Academic faculty we can say. And how does it you want it to sound like? Professional, informative, serious. Let's say professional. Yeah? Veer, I'm still surprised. You should not be, ashamed of your name. I'm not saying, your name is not that hard. Okay, so there are some templates that you can use it here. Any of these templates you can choose, right? So for, let's say, let's choose this one. After this is generated, you can again edit this and select some of the color template. See, these are some simple things, some very simple thing which can make you look very smart, right? It's not that very difficult to learn this. People who know this, I mean, you will not be scared of your presentation, how your presentation look. If you know how to present your idea, your presentation slides will back you up, and that creates a lot of confidence and your performance weightage, right? So that's where all these things are very important. Nowhere in the world that you will go out and speak in front of people without having any placeholder in your backdrop, right? That's not happening in today's world. You will some people will come out and read out their notes. That's a different thing. But when you are presenting your idea, this is what happens. So it takes few minutes, but yeah, you can do this one. So here, it already know, because it is created from my profile, so it did not what we're. I like the name. So this is, see, I'm not going to edit it. Let me show this, right? So global warming is noticed. So if I moved, introduction, what is global warming? Difference between global warming and climate change. So it creates the representative picture, right? Regional states, which shows Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Assam. Key ecological features, economic context, which is good. So the evidence of climate change, rising average temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, impact on climate patterns, impact on agriculture, impact on water resources, impact on biodiversity and forest, human health. See, these are a few things which you can edit if you like. But see, you got the points, right? Do you think this is something that you can make in a day? No, right? We make that in 5 minutes. Right? So that's, see, if you want some landslides in Mizoram and Meghalaya, which is very, very valid in the context of Mizoram. So this is where, see, as I said, right, in today's world, productivity matters. Productivity matters. When the employer going to hire you, the first thing that they will look, or I will look, is that your productivity. How do you carry out your work in a day? How do you consume or utilize your hours on a daily basis? Right? So there is a work delivery management system that we follow in all of the industry, which is a Scrum management, right? Which is Scrum management, which is in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you have to deliver a product. Every 2 weeks. Once you got into any of the industry, you will realize that every 2 weeks, that is, we call it sprint. You will hear it very, very often once you got into your job. We call it sprint. One sprint is 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks you have to show your delivery. Otherwise, we track every day how you spent your 8 hours or 9 hours of your time. And that's where we call the time sheets, where you filled out every hour how you spent it. That's what I've been telling to all the young job seekers here, that there is no space for people who are not hardworking. I mean, we track every hour how you spend it. Every 2 weeks, you have to show your delivery. If you don't have your delivery reports, there will be a review, there will be escalations, you will be scrutinized. That's how the world is moving. Without AI leveraging it to your assistance, it is very, very difficult to deliver, because without people saying it, you are expected to deliver your work items with the help of some of the automated tools. Automated tools is more of professional language, which they mean is AI itself. Your automation tools is something that you're expected to leverage. You're not expected to write everything by yourself. You're expected to leverage all these AI tools and deliver it. If I ask you to create a PowerPoint like this, I would expect you to deliver that at least in half an hour. Half an hour, I will not give you more than that. Before, it will be 2 days or 3 days, but now it's half an hour. If you cannot deliver in half an hour, then I'll ask myself what is happening. So that's what's happening. And anyone have used Canva? Very good. Okay, I think Canva is more popular. But have you used the AI features of Canva? Yes, very good. I think we have, some of us have used. But I just want to quickly show because Canva is again very popular. It's professionally used in most of the cases. If you have to use a banner, if you have to create some infographics, your project explanation, some flyers, that's where we go to Canva. And even for presentation, in some of the cases I like Canva more than presentation.ai, right? Because it has something which you cannot find obviously in presentation.ai. Presentation.ai, how it works is that, I'll tell you, it has its own templates. Presentation.ai, it has its own templates. Let's say if it has 1,000 templates, it will cycle those templates and reuse it. If you create once, after you create 20, 30 slides, you will see the same infographics coming back again and again. It works on templates. But Canva is fully work on the AI models, which can generate the infographics, all these things on its own, right? So let's say if I click presentation, right? If I click presentation and then I want to start, for interest of time, let's say you see text here on the sidebar here. There's text, right? And there's a magic right. There is magic right here. You can write global warming introduction as executive highlights, I would say. Executive highlights, I would say. And you just click and then the text will be generated. Right? So if you want to recreate it, you can do this but and then type another one. If you want to accept it, then insert it. You will insert it and you will have to change the fonts and do a little bit of this thing. But here the interesting thing is that you can generate the content as you like it, right? And there is another one here in where there is magic media. So there is a text and there is a media that you can generate with AI in Canva, right? If you go to magic media, here the global warming, global generate image. So if you want to create some of those fitting image, you can go to magic image and then create it here. So it will, these are created on, by AI. If you click it here, it will insert here and then decorate it, right? So like that. So you'll have to do a little bit of manual works here, which is handled by presentation.ai. But in Canva, a little bit of manual as in, you can arrange it, the picture, diagram, flowcharts and all that. But you have the AI tools where you can generate text on based on your page by page that you want, or the image also you can control it. You can create that on your own. So if you have a little bit more time and need a little bit more customization, I would suggest you can go for Canva.ai, right? So these are the two tools that I So just we've mentioned about Notebook LM, presentation.ai, and this one. Any of you have used agentic AI? Any from computer background know N8N? N8N? Yes. So N8N is very useful when you want to create a complete agentic AI where you can connect your emails and you can connect your Google documents and create some chatbots and all that stuff, right? So N8N will not show it here. It will take a lot of time. So any of you have used Lovable or any of those Cursor or any of the tools? What have you used, Veer? Anti-gravity. Very good. Anti-gravity is one of the for reasoning wise, anti-gravity is the best. It's one of the best. Claude is there, Cursor is there, Movable is there. For computer science, try that out, right? Try those things and try to create your own. You have an idea, try to build some of the applications and solutions. And this is not only for computer science. See, for marketing, do we have MBA department here? Yes. So, see, these are very, very important for people who are MBA. You are full of ideas, but you don't know how to technically implement it, right? Can I see the hands who all are from the management branch here? No one? They all left? Okay, there. Very good, very good. So see, this is what I've been saying. I mean, not to take it as a negative points for computer science engineer people, but management people have a lot of opportunities in AI because you are people who are having ideas, who are supposed to have ideas, right? You do manage, you are supposed to have an ideas and drive the teams and the marketings and strategies and everything, right? Before AI, you used to have a lot of ideas, but you never knew how to explain it to your engineers. This is the gap in job industry. This is a gap. The strategists, which are like, the administrators, even in government administrators and all that, they have an idea, they want to implement something, but they don't know how to do it. And they don't know how to explain it to an engineer because they don't speak engineering language. They don't know Python, they don't know SQL, or they don't know data structures and all that. They don't know how to explain. But now, you can write plain English and let it develop develop the idea for you. It does not need to be production level idea. Just create an idea. You show it to your production team, your development team, I want this is my idea. Develop this, enhance this. That's how it works now. If at least you know how to do it, you will be one of the talented, advanced, managers, project managers, or strategists in your company or wherever you work. Even today's world, I've spoken to many of our civil service officers here in Mizoram government also. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, I met one of the the senior civil service officer, and what he said is that, Lawmna, I want to know how to use AI. I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know how to implement it. And I love that. I love people who are thinking it that way. That's how we have to look at the world, because anything that you envisioned, you can implement it. You may not be able to reach it to the production level, but at least you need to realize how your idea look like. That's where AI is playing a lot of roles now, right? So anyway, so any of non-technical background, this is your time to leverage AI. This is your time to use your AI. See, I'll tell you, one of my friend who's just enrolled into the PhD program, not here in MZU, he submitted his thesis topic and the research gap analysis, what do you call it? the assessment. I just forgot that. He submitted that document, and it was very much praised. I mean, by the university, and he knows how to leverage AI very intelligently. He did not put the thing in AI, let the AI work. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If as long as you know how to use it wisely, then that makes you intelligent and more productive in your work, right? So even in today's world, now I'll quickly move into the career opportunities. Where in today's world, we have trained, we have retrained most of our engineering industry to the latest technology. Where the first thing was that learned what is ChatGPT, learned what is LLM. We have put them through, most of those people, to be AI, competent. The competency that they'll have to be retrained. We have retrained even the engineers who have experience more than 10 years, 15 years. We have retrained all of them to know what AI is. Otherwise, see, if I have an engineer who does not know how to refactor a few things with the help of AI, I cannot use it. I cannot work them because the pace is too fast. So now I was just saying, telling this thing to our registrar that hopefully MZU would be looking at how to improve the job market, how you get placements here from the university, how do we connect it with the industry and all that. We'll see how much we can do. But we need to know, what I have said to our registrar also, is that we need to know what's the trending job market in the world. So I've shared this, that I think a couple of months ago, we wanted to hire a data engineer applicants. We're looking for applicants. We have a lot of openings. We reach out to another third party who are collecting resume. See, listen this carefully. We reach out to a third party who are screening a resume. They are just collecting resume from a market, like some are from LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, all those portals. They're just getting and we ask them to screen those resume to our requirement. They screen, and they submit it to us. And we said that you did not screen enough resume for our requirement. That is what we said. We did not find enough people for our requirement. That means it's not. I'm not saying that there are not enough people, but there are people. But those people do not have the skills that we need. So we need to know what is the skills trending in today's market, and then we need to be trained. Here we are studying academically, which is good, which is must for our foundation, concepts and everything. But for the job industry, it is another level that you need to be trained, you need to be certified, you need to have an internship experience, you need to have the real world case studies, the real world case, the real world situation, right? So for data engineering, what all technology that we need? I don't know if anyone of you knows Snowflake? See, Snowflake is the most popular AI data platform. Please, we are looking for, I'm from the Snowflake competency. I'm the competency head in Snowflake in EY. So Snowflake is the world's biggest AI platform. If you have knowledge and certified on Snowflake, then that raise your, that increase your job compatibility more than 50%. So those are the things which we said, you know what, Snowflake, if you are Snowflake certified and you got through and got it placed, you know how much we offer? Not less than 10 lakhs per annum. Right, so that's for engineering students, and people who are having 1 to 3 years of experience easily get more than 1 lakh per month. Easily. So if you want to take down. Another thing is DBT. Those are the tools which are popularly used by the giants enterprises all over the world, right? So for engineering, those engineering background, data engineering, data science, prompt engineering, data modeler, ETL developer, all those things are very trending profiles that we're looking everywhere. Go, and if you have the profile, you will not search for a job more than 3 months. You will have a lot of interviews. I mean, it depends. It's up to you how you clear the interviews. That's not up to me. But screening the profile, screening the resume level is also very important, right? Even for the MBA, the AI strategists, AI product managers, the digital marketing. You know what? Digital marketing, how much they're getting? Easily 20 lakhs. So digital marketing and all that. So even for the humanities background, content writer and project planner, scrum masters, all those things are not technical requirement. We need people who know how to work it with those AI tools and be able to schedule, coordinate tasks, summarize tasks, and schedule the job distributions and coordinate the project managements and all that. So the requirement is huge. I cannot mention all of that, but as I said, from data engineering and data science, if you say that you are a data engineering background and have certification on this, and again, I urge you to at least know some of these cloud platform, AWS, Azure, and GCP. At least know some of those services for technical backgrounds. For some non-technical background also, the cloud platform is something that if you know, you don't need to know the services. Those technical stuff you don't need to know, but at least know those concepts. That will make make your resume look much more attractive, right? So there are some keywords that we used when we are screening resume. Believe me, we are not reading resume line by line. There are some keywords that we're looking. If we find those keywords, then we highlight those resume, and then we call for the interview. Those keywords are something which I've already said, right? You have, these days, you need to know what RAG is. I've mentioned that RAG is a retrieval augmented generation. Any of the AI application is working on RAG. You know Grammarly? We know that, right? Grammarly? Grammarly is a RAG solution working on top of ChatGPT only. So they did not develop or they did not create anything new. They built a RAG solution on top of ChatGPT, and then they have their own algorithm to be smart on grammars. They have some grammar filters on their RAG to be grammatically correct. Then the underlying model is GPT itself, right? So retrieval augmented generation for engineers and technical background. If you know to some level of RAG, that's very good. You don't need to go very deep for now. At least knows to some level, right? What is prompt engineering? How does the LLM works? What is LLM? Those are very important. Those are required for non-technical stuff also. If you know what all AI models are, that is enough. If you are able to differentiate between what is Llama, what is GPT, and what is BERT, what is Mistral, if you can talk about those model names, that is enough. Not that difficult, but at least know those models. And as I said, what is prompt engineering, what is LLM, and what is NLP, just know those concepts. It will not take you more than 30 minutes. It will not take you more than 30 minutes. That enough is, that itself is enough for you to make your resume attractive. It's okay. So the ethical part, I want to quickly touch. Not take much time. The ethical part is I've touched the ethical part in the first session also. That when we use AI, the first point is that we need to be sure of the origin of those contents. So from the ethical part, do you know in ChatGPT or any of those AI that you authorize them to use your data for retraining their model? There's an option. You know that, right? Okay, at least we know. That's very good. So I'll not. So you can see this. We need to know the originality. So if you are doing research or copy paste, which I don't suggest, and I've never recommended copy paste. But whenever you work with AI, be sure what is the originality, from where that data is. So for all the research and all that, Perplexity is a very good option. We know that, right? Perplexity give you the source. Even ChatGPT, if you ask, it will give you. But Perplexity is more of based on which context that is retrieving for. Automatically, it gives you all the sources information, and you need to check whether the information is biased or not, right? Which is a little bit difficult, and but we need to know whether the response is biased on any of those information, like what we said about the Arunachal state's information. So those needs to be checked. If you use that the DeepSeek informations, it will raise lots of eyebrows in India, right? So the privacy. This is a part that I give lots of importance. Privacy, you cannot compromise. Data privacy. Never upload your mark sheets. Never never just upload your project works, your ideas, something that you wanted to patent. Patent. We know it, right? So in the future, for doing research, you will find out that having a patency is very, very important. If you want to work on some patent, you have to be very careful working with LLM. See, data is a new oil. Every LLM will try to grab and eat your data. It will reuse it, recreate those concepts to some other people. Never upload, never share your private information to LLM. Be very, very careful with your private information. Even your contact number, address with a little bit more detailed information, you'll have to be very, very careful, right? So bias, I've said that, and policy compliance is very important. When you ask about medical information, it will tell you that confirm it with physicians and all that. So you should be very, very careful. How are you consuming a data from AI, right? Cross-verify, confirm it, and then only use it to the allowed platform, right? Okay, I think we are crossing 4 now. Will our chairperson be taking for questions and answer? I'll give it to our chairperson based on his judgment. We can take questions and answer. I'll give it back to him now.
Now, Bas might have to leave soon. So any very, very important question, if I don't ask this, then maybe I will not be able to sleep tonight. Something like that. Yeah, one. Only one question will take. Okay, another one. After this one, we will take another one question.
Okay, sir. I have a lot to say, but since you're in a hurry, I will only say one thing. You talked about in possibly 10 years, maybe MZU will have their own data center or something. And it's not a bad thing, but the phrase, do not run before you learn how to walk, because the students don't even have their own student email IDs to get access to resourceful study projects and student benefits and all that. So I think that is quite far-fetched from where MZU is right now. Thank you.
For data center.
Yeah, data center and I guess other AI or improvements that is coming, or maybe from the future for this university.
See, data center, you already have it. University already have it. It's not from 10 years. You already have ERP. Those are all your data center, your repository. But for I don't know if I said that, but data center for us to host university level data center to host it has the computing centers and all that would be a little bit difficult because it's going to be very, very costly. But what I said is that lots of university are doing a lot of researches. Like Helsinki, I've mentioned this thing. Helsinki University is doing lots of AI researches. It's one of the best recognized university doing NLP research, which is commonly used across all the AI models. So I wish one day MZU also will have a research team who are doing a lot of research on AI. But for data center, maybe I've made a mistake. I didn't mean MZU to have a data center as a Google or AWS. That I don't think that will happen. But for AWS, for MZU to have its own research data repository, database, data analytical center, that is as the sooner you have it, the better it is.
Anyone? Okay, thank you so much for the informative lecture. Now I'd like to request Jacob Lalnundanga, Network Engineer of Mizoram University, to give us a vote of thanks.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Before I proceed with the vote of thanks, that last question we had, I think the question was the students, we don't have email ID. That thing was mentioned. Yeah, everyone is having email ID if they apply. So I think most of us will be having. You can apply from online MZU website. Okay, you please go through there. You apply, and then immediately in 1 or 2 days, on the same day or even one day, you can get the email. Okay. You applied online? Okay, okay. We will look into that. After this session, you can wait for us. We will see. Okay. Okay. So first of all, I would like to give thanks to God Almighty for giving us this wonderful program. And in this today's program, as we have seen, our registrar, he could not be with us till the last, so it was due to his prior commitments. So today, we are very thankful to our speaker, Mr. Lawmnakima. As we all know, he is the Executive Director of AI and Clouds, Ernst & Young from Bangalore. And also we know that he is the CEO and the founder of LushAITech. Sir, we are very happy today. We appreciate the way you shared your practical insights, real-world experiences, and ethical perspective of AI usage. Today's session, as we all know, we hope that this session provides students with a clear understanding of how AI can be responsibly used and supportive companion in our learning while maintaining ethical values and academic integrity. We are deeply honored by the presence of our registrar, as we have mentioned, who could not be with us today. He has been supportive and has been encouraging us since the beginning. We are very grateful to him also. And most of all, our biggest thanks to all the students and all the participants here today for your readiness to embrace these emerging technologies in this artificial intelligence. And also today we take this opportunity to thank all the coordinators, volunteers, and team from ICT, and everyone who worked behind the scenes for their dedication and cooperation in making this program a success. Once again, we thank everyone who contributed directly or indirectly to be a success of this event. With this, I conclude my vote of thanks. Thank you.